Driving your MX-5 in the sunshine with the top down is all well and good, but you also need to attend to the more practical aspects, day-to-day maintenance and that sort of stuff. If a regular car needs maintaining, caring for the MX-5 might seem a bit overwhelming, it being a more special car of sorts. Though I'm here to tell you that's not really the case, as there are simple DIY jobs you can take on for yourself regardless of your engineering prowess. All you need is patience, a few basic prodding tools, and some space around the car to work. First off, rust prevention. Now, we all know by now that the biggest enemy of the Mazda MX-5 is bodywork corrosion, or more commonly known as rust. There are key points around the car where water is draining downwards, sort of directed channels to remove excess drainage. Granted, these can be found on common cars as well, but few car owners worry about those for various reasons I shall not go into right now. For the MX-5, however, there are a few essential draining points around the car. The most important ones are at the base of the soft top. Just get a long but flexible prodding tool like a bamboo stick or a drain snake without too many hooks and lower it into the drain shown. You will be surprised at the amount of dirt, debris, leaves and other material that comes out the other side. Just be careful to use a thin tool as the diameter of the hole is not big, just about the size of your finger at the top. After you have lowered the tool in the drain, make sure it comes out at the base of the car underneath, and after a bit of prodding, slowly pour in about 2 liters of water down the drain. For extra draining force, just duck underneath the car and locate the draining hose, to which you can apply some vacuum suction by just sticking your thumb shut into the hole and removing it fast a few times, just make the popping sound. You can extend this activity, and you should, since drain channels are extended in other areas of the car, such as the front and rear of the sills, at the base of the doors, and at the base of the windscreen. You will be able to clean up the clogged debris with a thin wooden makeshift tool like a kitchen bamboo skewer or stuff like that. Just don't use rigid metal rods for this part because you might damage the paintwork. I mentioned this episode will cover more practical aspects about the MX-5, but let's be honest here, it's mostly rust prevention tips and tricks, since rust is the Miata's arch nemesis. So then, another useful thing you can do to prevent or delay rust issues to your little Japanese roadster is to insert cavity wax all over the bodywork. There are some key points where you can inject special wax even if you don't have a grease gun at your disposal. Just make sure to purchase the wax in an aerosol can with a thin hose at the nozzle, which can be inserted into the car's cavities and openings, such as the chassis rails located in the engine bay underneath the sill trims. You can remove those very easily by just gently unclipping them with a plastic trim remover. Also, you should undo the inner trims behind the doors and the carpets, as some extra insert points will be presented to you so you can lubricate the car from the inside in the rear rocker panels and close to the trunk. Just make sure to stop spraying once you see a petroleum mist come out of the cavities. That's a clear indication that you have applied sufficient wax. When you apply the stuff, you should push the hose as far as possible and slowly retract whilst you engage the nozzle. Other areas where you can apply cavity wax: underneath the car and the 2 longitudinal rails. These have plenty of holes pre-made so you can insert the small hose. Another important piece of advice: just make sure you apply the cavity wax when it's warm or hot outside, preferably, so the cavities themselves don't have moisture inside them, which could get trapped when you apply the wax. So summer is the perfect time of year to apply the cavity wax, or maybe early in the autumn when you can see a sunny day. So there you have it, a few helpful tips that are attainable even to the uninitiated petrolhead, but which done right and at correct intervals will help preserve and possibly save your dear Miata from being scrapped. However, these applications are merely prolonging the inevitable, which is redoing the bodywork for the MX-5 every a few years or so. If your car is not garaged and is more of a daily driver, you will need to attend to your rust problems every 5 or 6 years. The most important thing is whether your car will be totally rotten by then or merely manageable in terms of rust repair. So thanks for watching, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that thumbs up button, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.